The global technology landscape is undergoing a seismic shift. At the heart of this transformation lies a tiny component with outsized importance: the semiconductor. These chips, powering everything from smartphones to fighter jets, have become a key battleground in the escalating rivalry between the United States and China. For years, the United States has held a commanding lead in the semiconductor industry. American companies like Intel, Qualcomm, and Nvidia have been at the forefront of innovation, designing and producing the most advanced chips in the world. China, heavily reliant on imported chips, has been playing catch-up, pouring billions into its domestic semiconductor industry. This rivalry has intensified in recent years, escalating into what many are calling a chip war. The United States, concerned about China's growing technological prowess, has imposed restrictions on Chinese companies' access to American technology, including chip-making equipment and software. These actions have had significant consequences for both sides. Chinese companies have faced setbacks in their efforts to develop advanced chips, while American companies have grappled with uncertainty and potential market disruptions. The stakes are high, with national security and economic dominance hanging in the balance. The semiconductor industry is not just about economic competition, it's about national security. Advanced chips are crucial for developing and deploying cutting-edge military technology, from artificial intelligence-powered weapons systems to hypersonic missiles. The country that controls the semiconductor supply chain will have a decisive advantage in any future conflict. The US government recognizes this, viewing China's pursuit of semiconductor self-sufficiency as a direct threat to its national security interests. The Biden administration has continued the Trump administration's tough stance on China, tightening export controls and seeking to bolster domestic chip production. China, for its part, sees achieving semiconductor independence as essential for its economic and technological ambitions. The country is investing heavily in research and development, aiming to become a global leader in semiconductor design and manufacturing. This high-stakes competition has far-reaching implications, extending beyond the borders of the United States and China. The actions of these two superpowers are shaping the global semiconductor industry, influencing investment decisions, supply chains, and technological innovation. Amidst this escalating US-China rivalry, a new player is emerging on the semiconductor chessboard: Europe. While traditionally not as dominant as the United States or as ambitious as China, Europe is home to key players in the semiconductor supply chain, particularly in areas like chip-making equipment and automotive chips. Recent developments suggest that a major European country is shifting its semiconductor strategy, aligning itself more closely with China. The reasons for this pivot are complex, likely driven by a combination of economic and geopolitical factors. Europe is facing its own economic challenges, and deepening ties with China, a rapidly growing market for semiconductors, could offer significant economic benefits. Politically, Europe may be seeking to carve out a more independent path in the US-China rivalry, hedging its bets and avoiding becoming overly reliant on either superpower. This European pivot has the potential to reshape the global semiconductor landscape. It could provide China with a valuable partner in its quest to reduce its reliance on US technology, while also giving Europe greater leverage in its dealings with both the United States and China. China's rise closing the technological gap. China's pursuit of semiconductor self-sufficiency is yielding results. While still trailing the United States in some key areas, China has made significant strides in developing its domestic semiconductor industry. Chinese companies are designing increasingly sophisticated chips, and the country is ramping up its chip manufacturing capacity. Recent reports suggest that China has achieved a technological breakthrough in a critical area of semiconductor manufacturing. While the details remain shrouded in secrecy, this breakthrough could have major implications for the balance of power in the industry. If China is able to mass-produce advanced chips using its own technology, it could significantly reduce its reliance on foreign suppliers, including American companies. This would be a game-changer, potentially shifting the balance of power in the global semiconductor market. China's progress in semiconductors is a testament to its determination and its ability to mobilize resources to achieve strategic goals. It also serves as a wake-up call for the United States, highlighting the need for continued investment and innovation to maintain its technological edge. Market disruption navigating the shifting sands. The evolving semiconductor landscape is creating both challenges and opportunities for companies operating in this strategically important industry. The US-China rivalry, coupled with Europe's shifting allegiances, is disrupting established supply chains and creating uncertainty in the market. Companies are being forced to adapt to this new reality, reassessing their strategies and making tough choices. Some American companies are exploring ways to diversify their supply chains, reducing their reliance on China-based manufacturing. Others are seeking to strengthen their presence in other markets, such as Europe, to hedge against potential disruptions. Chinese companies facing restrictions on access to American technology are redoubling their efforts to develop indigenous capabilities. They are investing heavily in research and development, forging partnerships with foreign companies, and seeking to attract top talent from around the world. The semiconductor industry is known for its rapid pace of innovation and its cyclical nature. The current geopolitical tensions are adding another layer of complexity, making it more challenging than ever for companies to navigate the shifting sands of the global semiconductor market. Economic fallout, the price of protectionism. The semiconductor war is not just a battle for technological dominance, it's also having a significant economic impact. The tariffs and trade restrictions imposed by both the United States and China are disrupting global trade flows and contributing to rising costs for consumers. Tariffs on semiconductors and related products are driving up the prices of electronic devices, from smartphones and laptops to cars and appliances. This is putting a strain on consumers' wallets and could potentially dampen demand for these products. The economic fallout from the semiconductor war extends beyond consumer electronics. The automotive industry, heavily reliant on semiconductors for everything from engine control units to infotainment systems, is facing production delays and higher costs due to the chip shortage. The long-term economic consequences of the semiconductor war are still unfolding. However, it's clear that the tariffs and trade restrictions are having a negative impact on global economic growth and could lead to a more fragmented and less efficient global economy. A new world order, the future of semiconductors. The semiconductor industry is at a crossroads. The US-China rivalry, coupled with Europe's emerging role, is reshaping the global semiconductor landscape, creating both uncertainty and opportunity. The future of the industry will depend on how these geopolitical tensions play out and how companies adapt to the evolving market dynamics. One possible outcome is a more fragmented global semiconductor industry, with distinct supply chains and technological ecosystems emerging in the United States, China, and Europe. This would reduce interdependence but could also lead to higher costs and slower innovation. Another possibility is a more cooperative approach, with countries finding ways to collaborate on semiconductor research and development while still addressing legitimate national security concerns. This would require a delicate balancing act, but could lead to a more stable and prosperous global semiconductor industry. The future of semiconductors is uncertain, but one thing is clear. These tiny chips will continue to play an outsized role in shaping the global economy, technology, and geopolitics for years to come. To